This is Vegeta8259 again, and today I've got a big one for you. This is the review for Master Grade FAZZ. That's F-A-Z-Z, Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam. Alright, to start off, this is one of the larger Master Grades, as you can see. He is from the Gundam Sentinel series, and this is pretty much a recolor of the Full Armor Double Zeta Gundam model kit. In Gundam Sentinel there were mass-produced Double Zeta Gundams known as FAZZ, just Full Armor Double Zeta, so just a shorter way of saying it. As you can see, he's got this gigantic gun, which is longer than his height. And so yeah, I guess with a kit this big it's kind of hard to know where to get started, but I guess I'll start with the colors. It's a very neutral color scheme. He got white, he's got a light gray, a dark gray for the hands and the joints and the frames and stuff, and then he's got an even darker gray for things like the gun and the backpack. I'll turn him around so you can see everything on the back. I gotta be really careful with him because I go ahead and tell you, it took me like half an hour just to get this gun situated to where he could hold it. The gun is attached right here to his backpack, and I'll show you what that's about later when I get it off. So yeah, oh, and he's got blue. I almost forgot about the colors. And the only yellow he's got is right here on the V-fin. And he's got a few pieces of clear plastic on the eyes, and there's just a couple more. Now I'll show them to you when I get to them. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and take this gun off because it is really, really cumbersome. Go ahead and... Man, this guy reminds me a lot of XS Gundam. He's got so much armor on him, and he's got so much bulk to him that it's really difficult to handle him sometimes. And you just pull this big piece off of the backpack, and the gun is separated. Got Zeta, or I'm sorry, FAZZ, and the gun. See, it's taller than he is. This gun is gigantic, but it's got a lot of detail on it. It's even got articulation. This little antenna here moves. This white thingy goes up and down. The handle for the gun right here can go up inside it, and this little thing closes in. I mean, it's got all kind of little wires and things all over it. And then it's got this cable right here, which is just, I think, 1, 2, 3, 5 wires that are just stuck together. And this part goes all the way around to his back skirts. It's supposed to have little plastic parts that just go all over it and kind of make a little chain looking part of it, but I don't have those applied on there because I really wanted to paint them before I actually put them on the gun. So alright, now we spent almost 5 minutes on just the gun and the colors. We can actually get into the FAZZ himself. Alright, he is pretty much a recolor of Double Zeta Gundam, although there are a few differences between this mold and the original Double Zeta mold, which I'll show you. First off, I guess I'll do articulation and show you the differences at the same time, because this is definitely going to be a two-part review. This is going to take a while. The head, you know what? Actually, I'm going to move the camera because my hand's getting in the way and the shadows are getting in the way. Ah, much better. The head is completely different. This is a completely different head than the original Double Zeta. In fact, there's some leftover parts. This is Double Zeta Gundam's head. And FAZZ's head is a little bit bigger, a little bit longer this way, and it's just more stylized. It's actually shaped a lot like XS Gundam's head. Let's see, it can't go 360, it can only go about that far to each side. The shoulders can go forward and back a little bit. I can go, the joint kind of comes out of the body there. The arms can go, oh, they can barely even go up at all. This guy has a lot of the same problem the XS Gundam has. He has a lot of articulation, but because of his bulk, he can't really use it all that well. These little flaps on top of his shoulders can go up and down. Let's see. He has a joint. He can rotate below the shoulder, but it's really hard to get him to do so because of this giant armor on his forearm. He does have a double jointed elbow, but it can only end up going about 90 degrees. And he's got a standard master grade hand, ball joint wrist, ball joint thumb, and then the index finger separate from the other 3 fingers. The waist has no rotation whatsoever. I almost forgot to mention this is a transforming kit. I don't think Double Zeta Gundam is a transformable mobile suit. I don't think FAZZ, or at least this model kit, I don't think it was meant to transform, but you can transform it with some a little bit of improvisation. The side skirts come off really easily, but they can kind of rotate back and forth like that. They don't really come out very much. The front skirts are up under this piece of armor, and they're on ball joints, so they can move pretty freely. The legs can go forward like so. The knees can bend not even 90 degrees. It only goes about that far. The legs can go back until they hit the backpack there. And then the ankles, the feet are actually pretty posable because of the transformation. The feet can move all the way down. They can move up a little bit. They got this little flap on his heel there that goes up and down. So yeah, that's about it for his body. He's got a little bit on his backpack. These, I don't think they're beam sabers. I think they're propellant tanks. They were beam sabers on Double Zeta Gundam, but I believe on FAZZ they are propellant tanks. They can go like that. These flaps covering the thrusters can go up and down. The thrusters themselves are on ball joints, so they can move. See those up in there. And this little pod here opens up, and it's got a whole bunch of missiles in them. And here where the gun was, it comes with a second one, so when he doesn't have his gun, you can just put the second one in, and it also opens up and has plenty of missiles. So I think that about does it for articulation. There isn't much. I mean, like I said, he's got the joints in there. He just can't move them very much because of how bulky he is. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say this guy's got even less articulation than or I shouldn't say articulation. He's got even less posability than Double Zeta Gundam. I almost forgot there's another little missile pod right here in his forearm, and there's a missile pod right there, and right there in his chest. So that's a nice little feature, some hidden weapons. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the first part of the review, because other than just looking at how bulky he is, there's not much left to go over. The second part, I'll have him in his transformed state and show you some more of his weapons.